Welcome to You and Your Money. Today's episode features Lawrence Hale, Senior Partner and Chief Investment Officer at WHZ Strategic Wealth Advisors.
Insurance is one of those things you hopefully don't think about until you need it. And it is a critical part of planning. So business interruption insurance is essentially financial protection when an unexpected event forces your business to temporarily shut down or operate at a reduced capacity. So unlike your standard property insurance that covers physical damage to your building or equipment, business interruption insurance actually replaces the income you lose during that recovery period after a covered event.
So you said covered event. What kinds of situations are we talking about for covered events?
Yeah, so we're talking about events like fires, natural disasters, equipment failures, or other insured events that disrupt your normal course of business and operations. So the key is understanding that this coverage kicks in when you can't operate normally, even if your building itself isn't damaged.
So I understand this type of insurance has gotten more expensive in recent years. So first off, tell us what it costs and also what's driving the cost up. What's happening?
Sure. The cost of insurance definitely will vary widely depending on your industry, your type of business, revenue, coverage limits, and deductibles, as well as a number of other factors. But speaking in very general terms and based on current industry data, you can expect it to cost anywhere between 0.01 to 3% of your annual gross revenue. So pretty big range of cost there. And these premiums have been rising for several reasons. So first, climate change has led to more frequent and severe weather events. We've seen more supply chain disruptions, especially after the pandemic, and even now to a lesser extent due to ongoing trade wars. And not only that, but cyber threats are increasing, and general inflation affects both the cost of coverage and the amount needed. And don't forget, insurance companies usually operate on a national basis. So even though some of those things may not be happening locally, you may be feeling the pinch in terms of higher rates. So many business owners are shocked when they see the renewal rates, and the fact that these events are increasing is also why it's important to have this kind of coverage.
So how do you decide if you're a business owner? How do you decide if it's worth the cost?
Well, that's really the $1 million question. And Gary, that sometimes it's literally the $1 million question. So business owners need to calculate what their potential loss would be. So if you're a business owner, think about your average daily revenue and multiply that by how long you think you might be closed. So don't forget that fixed expenses like rent, loan payments, and employee salaries don't just stop because you're closed. And when you add it all up, those potential losses often far exceed the annual premium cost.
So what about determining how much coverage is enough? That seems like that could be tricky.
It is, that it definitely can be challenging, and there's several key considerations. So first is the coverage period. Most policies offer somewhere between 12 and 24 months of coverage, and you want to choose a realistic recovery time based on your industry. So second, make sure your business income limits actually reflect your real income and operating expenses. Many businesses underestimate these amounts, and don't forget about extra expense coverage for things like temporary office space or overtime pay.
Are there different considerations based on the type of business?
Absolutely. So it's very industry specific, and it can vary a lot from business to business, even within the same industry. So, for example, looking at some of the common industries in our area, a manufacturing company might need extended coverage for complex equipment replacement, while a retail business needs to think about seasonal considerations and keeping customers. Service businesses often need to focus on data recovery capabilities, and restaurants often have to deal with perishable inventory and health department requirements. So you can see how each industry has its own challenges that they need to take into consideration.
Now, what about key person insurance? That's interesting. Can you explain that, what it is?
Yeah, Gary, that's a slightly different type of coverage. And key person insurance is really critical for many businesses, especially privately owned and closely owned businesses. So it protects against the financial impact of losing a key employee, owner, or partner. And this could be both the owner, a top salesperson, or someone else that has critical technical knowledge key to your business.
How do you determine how much key person coverage you need?
Sure. First thing is start with the person's annual compensation, but also consider how much revenue that the person might be generating, what it would cost to replace them, any loan obligations that they personally guaranteed. And a common rule of thumb is somewhere between 5 and 10 times their annual salary. But the actual need, like business interruption insurance, varies a lot from business to business.
So, what are some of the biggest mistakes that business owners make with this type of insurance?
Other than a lot of them not realizing they should consider having this, is underestimating what their coverage needs are. And many businesses carry too little coverage. They often forget about inflation. Your coverage needs to grow with your business. And another common mistake is not understanding the waiting periods. There's usually a delay before the benefits kick in. So many business owners confuse property insurance with business interruption insurance, which are totally different coverages.
And that's what we can't stress enough. Your property insurance, you have that, you have that, but that's not business interruption insurance.
It is not the same thing.
Two totally different things, and I cannot recommend it enough. We have it here. Business interruption insurance. If you don't have it, get it. Okay, so any best practices you'd recommend for business owners?
Yeah, definitely. First, conduct a regular business impact assessment to identify where your vulnerabilities might be. Next, keep detailed financial records. You'll definitely need those if you ever were to file a claim. Review your coverage annually as your business grows and evolves. Make sure you understand what's excluded. Things like pandemics or cyber attacks often require a different kind of coverage. And lastly, and just as important, create a business continuity plan, because insurance will help the financial side, but having a plan will help you get back up and running that much faster.
What a great topic. So if a business owner is listening and thinking they need to evaluate their coverage, what do you recommend for the first step?
So first, they'd start by calculating their potential daily loss if they had to close tomorrow. That's your revenue plus your fixed expenses that would continue. Then work with a qualified insurance professional who understands your industry specific risks. So don't just go for the cheapest coverage. Make sure it matches your actual needs.
All right. Great topic, Lawrence. Final thought for business owners about business interruption insurance.
Business interruption insurance isn't just another expense. So you don't want to just consider it that. It's really a crucial part of your risk management strategy. And in today's uncertain business environment, like I said, uncertainty is certain. It's not just wise to have adequate coverage. It's essential long-term to your business survival if some event were to occur. And at WHZ, we help a lot of business owner clients think through and plan for those risks as part of their overall financial strategy, often referring them to an insurance professional, because protecting your business is part of protecting your future, and that's really important.
For more information regarding wealth management and customized financial planning with WHZ Strategic Wealth Advisors, please visit WHZwealth.com. WHZ Strategic Wealth Advisors offer securities and advisory services through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Fixed insurance products and services offered through CES Insurance Agency. They practice at 697 Pomfret Street, Pomfret Center, Connecticut 06259 and 392A Merrow Road, Tolland, Connecticut 06084. They can be reached at 860-928-2300.